Day 3 is going to be a bit of a weird one since the pinball destination for today is just the midpoint of the day's journey, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. First, there's some exploring to do here in wherever the hell I am. This Tampa St. Pete Clearwater area is just one big blob to me, a person who's never been here save for a couple of concerts at Raymond James Stadium. Everything here looks like the neighborhood in Edward Scissorhands. Honestly, shout out to GPS, I would never be able to find any of these places on this trip with any kind of efficiency. I'd be able to hit up maybe 2 locations before getting absolutely frustrated and just going home. So thanks, GPS. Recently I got into collecting vinyl albums, but again, not for the reasons you might think. Typically, if I see an album cover with insane artwork that would look good framed, I'll grab it. Soundtrack albums are always a good find since they're generally cheaper than original posters. Also, I like to use vinyl hunting as a discovery process, so to speak. I'll find something previously unknown to me, buy the album to support the local business, and then listen to it on Spotify or Apple Music while I'm driving. I've discovered some great stuff this way, music I would have never known about otherwise. Now, I know you hardcore vinyl people are losing your minds at that, but hey, I'm helping fund your hobby, and don't worry, I'm not snatching up anything you're remotely interested in. I mean, if you want to come over sometime and listen to Dolly Parton's Screaming Punk Sisters 80s album, I'll entertain you. My first stop is at the Clearwater Record Shop. I like the name Clearwater Record Shop. Tells you where it is and what they sell. Simple. It's a huge store that had entirely too many things for me to buy. I stopped myself after a handful of albums, but I easily could have browsed for another hour. Nice staff here too. We laughed about how old we are. I spotted this gaming store along my route. It's a gaming store. I found some more Xbox 360 games inside, but I mean, there's nothing inside you haven't seen before, which is why I'm not showing you anything that's inside. Close your eyes. Picture video games and Funko Pops. There, it's like you were there with me. Sound Exchange is a used media place, and I found a good stack of bargain bin DVDs that I wanted. I'd have filmed some inside, but it felt like the kind of place where the guy behind the counter would have accused me of being up to something. Banana Records in St. Petersburg was right in the middle of my second accidental street festival of the trip. Inside I found yet another insane amount of soundtrack albums I wanted, and even more that I had to leave behind for a future visit. It's a very nice store, clean and well organized. After thoroughly punishing my credit card, it was time to skip the rest of the places I'd mapped out and get on the road towards the midpoint of today's journey. Oh, and I guess I should start this episode now. There are some lovely views heading east from Tampa, but boy, it does not matter which end of I-4 you start on or which direction you're heading, it is a traffic nightmare. You know, No, I'm not gonna rant. Nope. Here in Winter Haven, nestled between the House of Prayer and Cremation Services, you'll find Retro Arcade, better known as Artcade, an arcade/creative space where you can play pool, pinball, arcade games, or just hang out and do whatever. Make macaroni pictures if you like. You just probably need to bring your own macaroni. Admission is $10 an hour or $15 for the day. I gladly gave them the daily rate. I can't argue with 10 to 11 hours worth of pinball for that. They also have a monthly membership option, and if I lived here, I'd most likely be a member. The whole place feels like one big clubhouse instead of an arcade. It's cozy, and the staff is very friendly. Adding to the whole hangout atmosphere of Artcade, there are places that you can just sit down for a minute and chill out. When you get older like me and are leaning against pinball machines all day, you can definitely use that. I could see myself hanging out here a lot. They hold multiple tournaments here and have rigging set up for streaming the matches, which is cool. Also, I think there's a tattooing station if you're into that, although it might have just been for the boss lady. All the machines here are in great shape, and they were even getting service throughout the day. I'm glad to see that all the places so far have had an interest in making sure their stuff is modernized and up and running as much as possible. I cannot stress enough how sad it is to start up a game and realize there's something seriously broken on the machine. It sucks, and fortunately there were none of those vibes here. And specifically, I want to compliment whoever did the restoration on this 1982 Spectrum machine from Bally. It's really, really nice. I probably played this more than any other table here. It's got a unique playstyle, and the work that's been done to it is gorgeous. It's getting pretty late though, and I'd better hit the road to the next destination, which is only 50 miles away, but Maps says it's gonna take over 2 hours, and okay, what the hell. Okay, so just hundreds of us sitting in dead-stop traffic late at night on a giant highway system for no reason. Seriously, when I finally get to the end of this madness, there's literally no reason for it. Meanwhile, what is our stupid state focused on? Nope. Okay, no, I'm not going to get into this. Okay, yes I am. Maybe we could focus on problems that actually exist instead of all this performative jackassery that's going on. There are more people affected right now by this snarled traffic than there are people affected by the mere existence of trans kids or drag queens, and that number is 0, by the way. No, this is an actual problem, and this isn't an isolated incident. I-4 is always like this. It's been like this for decades. Fix it. But I guess engineering and design work and working towards a common good and a better future is a woke lib conspiracy or some such. Just forget it. Just Christ, people, focus on what matters. Stop getting drawn into these issues that aren't actually issues. Leave people who aren't bothering anyone alone, and help people who need help, like all of us in this goddamn traffic jam. Sometime in the next century, I finally arrive at my hotel, and I'm pleased to see they haven't given my reservation away. Also, I'm pleased to see that apparently I booked myself a suite for the last leg of this journey. I mean, it's no Vegas suite or anything, but I was expecting a bed and a dining space, and what I got was bigger than either of my first 2 apartments. Nicer, too. So big that there are 2 AC units that I have to crank down to Arctic levels. Now to turn on forensic files, and what the hell is this? The closer? The closer? No, sir, this will not stand. I don't turn on headline news for the closer. I turn on headline news for forensic files. How dare you? Okay, that's better. Now, where am I supposed to throw these things? There's so much room in here. I'll try everywhere, I guess.